Alright, Oval and Ruthless fans, this is a combined video because this post I made about a week ago did extremely well on Instagram, so I decided let's talk about it. In this video, I'm going to be talking about potential crossover ideas for the Oval and Ruthless. Now, this one stands out a bit from Sisters and Bruh or the Haves and Have-Nots in the Oval because Ruthless was directly stated to be an extension of the Oval series in its own kind of spinoff. And yes, I've already done a bunch of videos talking about how the timelines make no sense. Looking at you, Tally, you should be dead right now on the Ruthless. But again, this post is all in good fun, and really I love the acting and the Ruthless is literally Tyler Perry's best show, you know, not counting the Haves and the Have-Nots, but Ruthless is the best show Tyler Perry has put out during the Viacom era. Now, these suggestions did pretty well on Instagram. Seriously, a lot of the cast gave me feedback and they loved it. So, when it comes down to it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon and select all. That way you're notified whenever I post new content. And please follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Now, keep in mind, again, if there are any other crossover potential ideas that I failed to mention in the video, remember, I just kind of threw this together. So if there are any fun ideas you have in store that you would like to plug in, by all means, go wild in the comments. Now, given the fact that Rakadushi members are apparently everywhere in regards to, well, the country, I think it's probably plausible that for an organization that's anti-white, anti-government, anti-establishment, for all we know, there could be White House staff members, whether it be Secret Service, the maid, security, the feds. There might be a couple of members in the Rakadushi that are in there, which actually makes a lot of sense when you think about it, because you would think you want to know your enemy so you'll infiltrate them. I think there's a girl in Ruthless, I believe her name is Melinda. Again, I don't remember. Ruthless has been off the air for a while, but basically it's the one Rakadushi member who's infiltrating the local police station by getting through to Poke. So I think that it's plausible that there could be White House staff members who are in the Rakadushi. Next up, some of these ideas I've already done videos on, but given the fact that it's not been officially confirmed, but it could be something that's actually legit, Kareem and Sharon dealing drugs that aren't technically over the counter, if you know what I mean, based on what Piggy told Barry. And we know the Rakadushis have a lot of drugs in their supply, especially when it comes to their micro dosages and whatnot. Who's to say that in terms of Kareem, he could possibly be one of their multiple suppliers? Because obviously they would get their drugs from more than one source, given the fact that, you know, the Rakadushis are like 2 hours away. Their compound is a couple hours away from DC, and they have a establishment in the same strip mall as the pharmacy. Yeah, I definitely see them distributing to the Rakadushi. So I think that Sharon and Kareem could be meeting up with the likes of, let's say, Daikon or a couple of the Elder Mother or some of the other cult members. Hell, for all we know Roof was in the area. How do we know that Roof and some of those cult members who were strangely just standing out in plain sight, I still won't get over that, could have been there to get some drugs from Kareem? Who knows? Next up, we know that Lynn in Ruthless is actually a teacher. She was formerly in the military, and then I believe she was also a cop, I think. But then she is now a teacher. And who's to say that she wasn't teaching at the same school that Callie, aka Ruby, attended? Not to mention possibly the school that Tally's daughter attended before she was whisked away to the compound. And you know, we know that Lynn is obviously going back to the compound on her own accord, so who's to say that she doesn't see one of her former students there? I think that would be an interesting crossover there. Let's see here. And we know that Barry abducted Roof. Allegedly they're going back to the police station where some of them are actually Rakadushi members. I mean, we don't know if Roof is still an elder in terms of her appearance in the Oval, but currently she's an elder in the continuity of Ruthless. So I'm pretty sure if word gets back to the compound that an elder was abducted, I think Daikon or somebody else like maybe Andrew is going to confront Barry. Because even if, you know, the police help Roof get back to the Rakadushi, I don't think they would take too kindly to one of their elders being disrespected, so they might see Barry as a problem and decide to handle him. We know that the highest doesn't like government and they're anti-white and everything, but that's not to say there aren't white people in their compound or, you know, who work in different outlets for them. I would just love a little segment where the highest learns about the interracial couple in the White House, and just to kind of get his thoughts on Hunter and the First Lady. That would be interesting to think. That would be an interesting thing to see on screen. And I mentioned this before in videos, like just looking at the design pattern and color on Denise's boutique windows, it kind of gave me a Rakadushi vibe. I know I'm probably looking into that a little bit too much, but I think it's something that really, you know, caught my attention there. And even though she brushed it off as if her and Ruth haven't had contact in years, we know that Barry was, you know, losing his mind trying to find out where his daughter was. Who's to say that, you know, Denise never called up Ruth to let her know that, hey, Barry's out here looking for you. Don't come back to this area because, you know, if he runs into you, it ain't going to be good. Because, well, that's exactly what happened in the finale. And I mentioned this in another video. Me and Chandler talked about this a long time ago. We talk about Gail wanting emancipation from the family, and the compound is apparently heaven on earth, where a person gets rid of all their earthly things, usually by giving the Rakadushi money. That's how they keep up the compound. And basically, you can stay with them forever. So imagine like Gail, you know, scoffing at the surroundings she's in, even though I bet she wouldn't oppose to the drugs. You know, she would have something smart to say in regards to the color of the robes. Like, I'm not wearing that. Or, I mean, this is Gail we're talking about. She would definitely do something like that. But then, like, imagine the irony of the first daughter, the daughter of the president. Remember, the Rakadushis are anti-government. What do you think would happen if the first daughter's there? I'm pretty sure the feds would ransack that entire place. Now, we know the Rakadushi have all these damn weapons and all, so it could be like World War III. With the feds like Kyle leading the charge versus the Rakadushi. I would love to see that. Seriously, I mean, I would love to see that happen. And then one of the other ones I wanted to bring up is we know Malcolm, Andrew, and Brian work for the FBI, and when it comes to the Rakadushis, I feel like a couple of them could actually go undercover as Secret Service agents, given the fact that there's a lot of shady stuff going on in the White House, and Matt could probably assign them to the job, you know, given the fact that Yuma and Max are out of commission. One of them's dead, one of them's in critical condition. So I'm pretty sure they'll have a couple of available spots in the roster on the Oval for new secret security. So I'd imagine it'll be interesting to see Andrew and Brian kind of stepping up. Who's to say Malcolm can't step up as well? And to see those characters as semi-regulars on the Oval, but only once the Rakadushi situation is handled on Ruthless. So again, these are just a few ideas of how the Oval and Ruthless can definitely cross over. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of ideas you might have that you would like to add in the comment section below. So don't be shy. Make sure to leave your thoughts. Share this video on Twitter. Who knows? Maybe it'll get traction enough where Tyler Perry will put this stuff in action. I like to see it. But if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month.